Good morning, good morning. If anyone's around. Um, Bit of a power outage this morning, so gotta reset some clocks just on the stove and the microwave. Uh, but got power up about 8 minutes into the market open, so that was about here. And haven't had any trades come up. Normally I don't trade the first 5 minutes anyway, so I don't really care much about missing this stuff. Looks like ETH VWAP is in effect, but RTH VWAP, something to be desired there, right? Nothing saying that can turn into anything. Looks like the 38.2 fib is holding here, which is good for bears, because that means, of course, that bears would be in control here. And yeah, got that going. So let's see. Let's see what evolves here. Break structure down, then I would take a short right here at POC. So we have lower structure. Looks like this was area to test. So we'll go short there. I might not get an entry though, because early on we tend to get some pretty good range early on here, but we'll see. Right there. Oh, come on. Just tagged it. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Is it going to come all the way back now?
You lose.
Yep. What the heck is with that? Shouldn't even be there. Okay, so just some chop here. Some chop came all the way back up. CD is bullish, but early in the morning, I feel like CD is just the tail, so the tail's not wagging the dog at that point. So we're back through it now, heading higher. That. Looks like we are through the half and a VWAP resistance there. And still bullish on CD though. So if we stair step here, then we're probably going to explore higher. At least come back to the opening price, I would expect. Bit of a stair step going on there. Still positive on CD. What's keeping me out right now anyway is we're coming up on this 200 and that 50 EMA, and we had a 21 EMA. So there's a lot of like little resistance points right there. I just wish that some of the order flow would reverse for me to come back down here, because so far small pullbacks. I don't want to short into small pullbacks and strong order flow, And now it looks like we're moving. So, okay, great. Let's see if we can get just a normal retracement going on here. Right around here. Broke a little bit of structure there. So, we'll see. And no, it's moving. It's moving. Order flow just flipped, and there we go. Yeah. It's a little bit of fake out there. Got chopped into. We broke structure. Rolled up here to a trending fib, and it did not roll back over. So now I have to wait. Again, lower structure, lower CD. If I have to come back up, then this was kind of the fail point. So let's see. Now what logic do we have going on here? A little bit halfback logic. Okay. All right. Okay, well, let's see if we can get something. Oh, gotta lift, because now if it hits my target, it created this little structure where if it hit my target, that would mean that it would it'd actually be bullish at that point. Not much for me to go on at this point. Tried to go with things, a few times, and a couple pullbacks just got stopped. So starting the day here with negative 13 points. And there might be something to that. There might be something to this thing here. Still really early. So that's the thing that I always notice is, first half hour, we're below these averages, and if we pop up and over those averages, then whole other ball game to close. So, to close out this first half hour, if we're closing out the first half hour up here, then I actually have to start considering like, okay, well, maybe this is just the early week flush, and we continue much higher off of that, right? But we'll see. We'll see. We already got a little hint, possible structure reversal right here. If we break down here, then we're back in the chop, back into chop. So maybe there's something going on here too. Little double bottom action there. Yep. Gonna log into Thinkorswim to load up the woodies, see if there's anything going on with that. And also, I guess I should log in to check YouTube just to see if anyone's chatting. You never know. You never know. Apple's down on the tech side, and yeah, it looks like there's a Woody's level to be achieved at 70.95. 70.95, so that'll be interesting. That would be interesting, right? There's nothing I see on my charts, but Woody's tend to be very good areas. To test, right? Any logic here to this? Okay, all right. So, failure at a thing back to 50%, failure at a thing back to 50%. There's that kind of logic going on here. But then that pattern breaks, come all the way back up to this. So who knows? Normally I don't do breakout trades here, but since we have what could count as like a 3-line break style trade, then I'll go ahead and take one. Try and see if we get this down to at least, I'd say 96. Let's get down to 96.
You lose.
Nope. Back in, very choppy. 17 points today, huh? Poke. Back in. So, back to the waiting game. Back to the waiting game. Oh, I still have my tick bar set. Excuse me. A little bit high. A little bit on the high side here. So that's probably one of the reasons why my pullbacks came back much further than I was expecting off of this action. Now, we'll see. If we break out here, I'll go long. If not, then we'll try it. Let's get a little bit.
You lose.
Okay. All right. It's been a rough morning for me here.
You win.
All right. Well, there's something at least. Get back over this area. then that's probably good. We're probably destined, if we get over this area, to run up higher to around here, I would say. As you can see, we're under the 8 EMA on the 5 minute. Oops. Oh, rough heading down there. What we got? 38.2 fib reaction off of that trend line 2. Okay. Little ping pong, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Trying to close out, trying to figure out where it's going to close out this first half hour. It's going to close it out bearish and give us a chance for some more movement to the downside, or if it's just going to rip everyone's head off and head straight up higher, right? We've got that 38.2 bounce. That failed. Normally when that fails, that gets down to the 61 instead of the half. But if it gets down to 61, we've also broken some microstructure here, right? So something to keep in mind. Take a look at the 60 real quick. I just want to see if there's anything I'm missing on this hourly from the RTH session on Friday. Looks like we got through the half here, and that the 61 would be the next test. Let me see something on the 15. Let's load that up. I remember back on the 15, wow, 15, 200 EMA. 200 simple is acting as support for right now. I remember back in February when we had that big sell-off, that there was a pattern on the 15 that held up, right? Held up, so it could get down to this 95 and bounce and kind of surprise everyone there. You know, and right now the 200 is just holding up well, so. Yeah, look at that. You know, that also speaks to what I think of as interruptions, right? Interruptions. So you get these short sequences that should take off, and then they get interrupted. You know, the lower low, lower high sequence gets interrupted after it breaks some sort of structure to the left, and then rips your head off on the way back up, right? We also have some woodies down in this area, some woodies pivots, which work well on NQ. They work well on NQ. Really, really bearish as far as like how the stocks opened up this morning. Breadth in the NQs, opened low, recovered a little bit, staying low. S&P, a little bit better. Started out low, got bought way up on the S&P, and now it's just coming back to zero, right? Just coming back to zero there. So, okay, well, we got this. I'll give it a try.
You lose.
Ooh, man. Not my morning, huh? Not my morning. Thought with things perking up some that we might get some nice breakout going on there to the upside, but nope, must have hit a brick wall. Must have hit a brick wall. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. Now it's moving. Okay. Try and get in on this. Something here. Couldn't get a fill there. Okay. All right.
You lose.
Man. Ooh, wow. Looks like the dam broke there. Went straight through that woodies. All right, let's try and be a little bit quick here. Retracement. Back here. Try to get something. Got to be quick. You're only going to get maybe one retracement off of this. Breaks lower, then I have to reassess. Oh, come on. All right, got something. Come on. Get down there. Get down there. Would like to build a short. Oh, I just tagged. There we go. So got something.
Perfect.
Got something here. Let's see if we can capitalize on this. See if it heads lower. That's lower than, much lower. In fact, 70.46 would be where I'm aiming. We're on a new hour, so that's good. It's good for me. It's good for my position. A little bit of volatility. Has not been a great morning for me at all, though. Not at all, I'd have to say. As far as playing my reference points, I think it's just been swinging between bigger reference points, and I've been caught up trying to scalp. Ideally, start out light. 2 contracts, of course. That's the lightest size for me, anyway. Let's see, we're hitting bottom of the cloud. Might get some support there, so I will roll my stop into this area. Do have a bit of a pullback area at 64, so we might get some support at 64. To watch out for that. Let's see, 64. That would be a good target, actually. So we'll watch for that. We'll watch for 64. Retracement now from here. Okay, and I'm just gonna hold this. Try not to get stopped out. In that first, it's like 5-minute candle. So now we have a new candle. There might be some retracement, of course, off of that candle. And,
You lose.
yeah, got me. Right up there. Yeah. Nothing to write home about, for me. We didn't make a new higher high there. Too early for order flow to really mean anything yet. And honestly, given the market that we're in, if we can come back up to VWAP at some time, then that would be a short and try to hold through the day. I will say that breaks were not clean. Of course, you have 5-minute break here, right? 5-minute break here to this side, but then you come all the way back up, right? So you didn't get clean continuance there. You did get continuance down here, but again, you're getting some kind of stop out stuff here. So we're just not getting clean sequences to the downside. And if you've noticed, most of my trades today have been predominantly short. But can't get anything going today. Can't start a fire in my positions today. Other thing I'm going to watch out for is, normally when we get a new half hour, a new 15 minutes, something like that, there's, you push for like 1 or 2 minutes of that new candle. And then you spend the next 10 to 12 minutes just, fucking around trying to stop people out before you get right to the close of that candle. And there's like a very, very violent flush. So we'll see. We'll see what we get off of that. Let's look for some bigger bigger retracement areas. While we're at it, let's think of the beginning of the day. Okay, beginning of the day all the way down here, right? So this 38.2 becomes really attractive if we can get to it, for a short target. See if we have any confluence off of this here. No, nothing off of that. Let's see, what else do we got? We have this here. Okay, that's the 50% right up there. So we'll see. We'll see. What I'm trying to aim for is just a, early on anyway, is a position to keep trending that I can add into. Get some good size on. Coming all the way back up here at this point. And then shorting. I don't know. That line doesn't exist. We're just getting some support down here at the cloud. Right around 82 on the hourly. So I have not yet evaluated the cloud fully, so I don't know just how much I'm going to trust that. I have traded Woodies before, and they typically have a good response. Not today, though. No, not at all. So, and a lot of times, I think that the best thing to do is not so much put all your faith into a reference point on the chart, but to see if the market itself is respecting something. If people knock moving averages on time charts, right? I was one of them. But if you're in a day where the 5 minute is respecting the 8 EMA, then use it. If the market's respecting it, then use it. It's kind of like, I'm a discretionary trader, right? So I'm not, I have the flexibility, and this is what I like. I have the flexibility to go with what's working, to go with what's working at the time. So in a way, that's almost like a survivalist way of trading, right? If you're dropped out in the middle of nowhere and you need to start a fire, right? Then use a lighter if you have a lighter, if that's working. If you don't, and the wood, there's dry kindling, then rub some sticks together. Do whatever you need to do to survive, right? That's kind of how I think of it there. So just like in the morning is usually a little bit unpredictable because of all your moves can be just undone. Any kind of initial trend that you see can be completely undone very quickly. So that's why I scalp early in the morning. And then as the day evolves, I try to find some bigger retracements, some bigger moves to hold on to have those work. So right now, just flattened out. It's like the entire market has decided, like, well, let's see if we get sellers coming in strong, then we'll follow suit, right? But if people are buying down to these prices and we haven't gone much lower by the first hour, if this maintains, then maybe we'll push the market all the way back up to opening price. There's just some market psychology up there. I guess you'd say, as Don Miller would say anyway, if it ain't going down, it's coming back up, right? So let's see, practice session ES. I wonder why it does that. I was trying. I wonder why it does it. I was trying to 70, 80. Sorry, I just now turned on the YouTube chat. I'm not actually in there. We have a lot of structure here to possibly pull it up, right? Looks like this 38.2 offered a little bit of a response. So we come back into this area, then short. Go. Uh-oh. Missed it. Well, I tell you, the market definitely has some pace today, because I'm just not, it's not letting me in. Not letting me in on my shorts. Oh shoot! Tried to cancel that actually. All right. Well, maybe I can scalp into a free position here.
You win.
All right, free position. Let's see if we can hold this to new lows. The cloud, there is support in the cloud here, so I don't know. Don't know if we're gonna get anything that comes out of this, right? But we'll see. We'll see. If after all this structure things break, then we should get, some good push through this. And then I wouldn't have any support until down 70.30 or prior lows. Prior lows. I guess the other target here is that we have a Sierra chart fib and the pullback retracement from Friday around 64. So I would aggressively roll if we get a response at 64. If we break through that 64, then that's a good opportunity. That's a really good opportunity. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it yet though. We get any kind of fib response here. Usually when fibs hold up and you break structure, continue structure, that at least allows you to know that there's some trending. There we go. There we go. I'm not gonna be too complicated with this. I'm just going to roll my stop up here. Because we've had some pretty deep retracements. This is gonna be the new anchor point for me right up here. Okay. And I will add into this, right? So that's just something, just some thought around, not. Let's see, first 15, maybe get some push. That's just a thought. There we go. That's just a thought around. Yes, even though it's been rough trying to find any kind of trending going on this morning in the market, that I'm just gonna trade like normal. If I get a lost day, then I get a lost day. That's fine. That's part of the game, right? But I'm gonna trade this just like I normally trade it. So we're up around the half. We come back into the half right here. I have to say I will go short.
You win.
It got me, but I scalped some into position there. Got me. I was trying to move one of my orders before it could get filled so I could roll that, right? But it hit me. The 50% from here. That's a good add. Now though, now that needs to hold up. So I feel fine rolling my stop in here. And again, 64 was actually 65, 64 is actually my level. I was looking for a bounce. So if this is the bounce and we fall through it, then we might have something here. We might actually end up with an outsized day. So we'll see. what's nice here on a big scale is that we're respecting the 38, right? Which is a trending, structurally is a trending Fibonacci. The 38.2 to me on all time frames, if it's respected, it just implies to me that we still have trending. So we came up here, we made new structure low off of that 38.2, right? Now that this 38.2 has asserted itself, though, it has to maintain. It has to maintain its Fibonacci zone. Preferably the 50% has to hold up. And then as we push lower, the 38.2 has to assert itself. Has to assert itself. So now we're back into this area that I was looking for support. And, I'm not going to be too complicated here. I want this 38.2 to hold up. I want that 38.2 to hold up here. Now off of this smaller structure to push if we're going to continue down. Right. And so we hit that price objective. Now we're coming back up. Okay, so we are at that 38.2 fib. Okay, got a little bit of reaction off of that. I like that it came up right here because I can be very, very precise with my stop right there. And I know that if it does, it cracked this microstructure, right? So I'm going to be wary of that. And also I'm going to see, now that we're coming up on this time of day, I'm going to be careful that we don't have an IB close, and then come back in. Because if we come back in, it could come all the way back up to a larger time frame, 38.2 retracement fib right up here. That would stop everyone out, trying to go short off of this, right? So we could just fuck around all the way back up there, So we'll be careful of that. And, we did get some buying support right where I was expecting there. And popped up here. So, I'm going to have to be careful. And if we pop through here, then I will actually take a breakout to the upside. Take a breakout to the upside because it might just run. So I have a stop and long if we can get up and over. If not, then I'm just gonna maintain. Keep this going. Keep this fire burning, right? This short fire. Looks like we're getting some lift. I'm out. Very weak day for me. I'm only up 10 points. Only up 10 points here. Okay, we're going to try long. Didn't quite get to what I wanted.
You win.
Okay, so I have a free long position now. Here should this should, if this gets going, then that should stair step. This should maintain. Right, and we should get all the way back up near this 38.2. So I will come in just a little bit right here, and that'll be my target. Not able to put on any good size today because I just haven't had any good, really good sequences, right? Really good sequences just haven't been there for me.
You lose.
A little rejection at the half. Just hanging in there. Normally, like I said, if you get a reaction at the 38.2, then the half isn't going to hold. Usually it's going to come back up to the 61.8 on you, in my experience. So, yeah, 61.8 here would be right there. Okay. A bit of a surprise there to come all the way back. I figured it would have come at least up to there next, but that was a free long position. So we'll see how that pans out. 5-minute short structure still intact, and we have just 24 minutes until we close out this half hour. Close out this half hour candle. Okay. Try a little bit of an experiment there. Yeah, okay. So if it can get up here, then I don't mind shorting. It's getting up there in a very choppy way, though. You know, we're not getting clean breakouts for sure to get there. Yeah, now we have 5-minute candle structure break to the upside. We also have this Woody, so there's several things going on here, and usually I use Thinkorswim's Woody's things, but here's the Woody's right here at 70.60. We have this pullback area from Friday offering good support, you know. So hindsight's 20/20, right? I wasn't going to sacrifice being in a short position in case we pushed through that. Then, you know, we could end up. If we pushed through that right there, then we could have ended up with a massive, you know, 200, 300 point day down. And of course, I want to be in position for that, especially if my short position is way up here off of that, right? If I'm positioned at 70.91 and we're heading down into like 69s, you know, 6900s, you know, I want a piece of that. I'll hold it for long term. So we're at the 8 EMA on the 5. Still early on. We can retrace quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. We're not getting any pullbacks, though. If you're looking at this structure, we're not getting any deep pullbacks off of that. So we have that going. Could be a POC reaction, most likely 50% reaction. I'm not going to currently step in front of this. Let's see how it behaves. If we get up here and then it takes a deep retracement and kind of fucks around some here, then I'll be more willing actually to take a short off of that. But not going to throw on a short against what is a really, really bullish reaction of that 62 area. In fact, it's probably going to head back to VWAP, if anything. A little bit of slowdown. It's good. A little bit of slowdown there. Oh, rejection pattern. Still bullish though, up here. Yep, look at that. Boom. Came right back up. Right back up. I bet that's a 38 too. half. Yep, 38.2 here. Psh, response. Trending fib. Starting to get some rolling over here. So I do like that. I do like that we're getting some consolidation here. We're definitely rolling. Definitely rolling here. Okay. So let's see. If we tag this and then come back in, I will be short. I'll watch for that. I'll watch out for that. Currently, though, there's not a lot. Shorts just haven't like showed up in a big way for this. Getting the movement here. Yep, got some movement. Let's see, did I need to move this? Maybe? Yeah, maybe I did. Okay. So didn't get my fill there. Maybe it was too, possibly too strict on going full bottom all the way to the bottom on that Fibonacci. So we'll see. Let's see if we get this sequence. We come up, tag this, and we come back into range instantly so that I can do a short. Because I do like how volatile it's getting around here. That's good. It's good. It means that shorts are showing up to the party. And that we could possibly do a little retest. At least throw in like a head and shoulders kind of formation. Get back down into this area, right? So that would be the price target off of something like that. We're also coming up on the 200 EMA around this area up here. So I don't know. So if it comes up here and it fails back in, I'll take a short. And also if it comes up here, then I'll try for a much longer short. And that's only because this VWAP up here is very close to this half back area. So typically that's a pretty strong area, and that's a much bigger type of trade, right? So definitely would want to give it a little room to run. In fact, let me try and do a scaling here. Probably do a scaling entry off of that. There we go. So we're through. Try and get a scaling entry off of this. roll this back past the half. So we're playing daily targets here, like bigger targets now off of all this action. Much bigger targets than the morning sequence. Try to get a free position down here at 98. Which should be also with that 38.2. Okay. Let the rest ride. Try not to get scared out of this position. Not getting any kind of pullbacks off of this, so that's not a good sign for my short. Not yet, but let's be patient. And if I get stopped out here, then quite honestly, I'm probably gonna stop the stream because it's gonna be a long time. It'll be a long time. I have to let the structure really play out before I take another trade in this day. That's just generally how I play things, because there's some truth. If I'm completely out of sync with the moves of the market, then the day is not going to get any better. Not unless I walk away, go meditate some. And I'm not joking about that. I meditate. I go and I do breathing exercises. Go meditate some, and just kind of collect myself. We're not getting any pullbacks here, so that's not good for me. Let's see if I can just get a little bit here. Head on down.
You win.
Okay, and now I'm going to be very stingy, try to make this break-even trade if we, now I'm going to roll it up to, say, around here, right? Roll it up to here. If we're still pushing higher off of that, then I don't really want a piece of it. It'll just take me out. That'll just be a break-even trade. On the bright side, there is a bright side. I do have a little bit of action on my, supporting what I was going for here. So 38.2 there, 38.2 down below. So this would be the first spot to roll. I'd say not to take a long, just to roll. So I'll come down here, put my horizontal right there. Okay, let's see. We did get a little bit of a break here, so that's a good sign. It's a good sign for me. If we get down here, then I'm going to roll stop up above POC. Probably up and over here. So we did get a little bit of break here, so that's good. Now I'm going to roll my stop here, so that now I definitely can't lose on this particular trade. And let's see if we get something. let's see if we get a trip back down into this area. You know, looks like maybe this is a resistance-ish area down here. So I'd be looking to take my first bit of profit about half at this half back point, right? So take my first bit of profit at the half back off of that, and then hold the rest here for potential trend day to the downside. And if not, you know, there's a strong case, I would say, for why this trade wouldn't work out, and I think that's just because the market's so oversold at this point. So oversold at this point that you know, there's a decent chance that it's just gonna wanna you know, push a little bit higher today.
You lose.
Yep, there it is. So that's it for me today. 16 points, pretty weak. You know, I will continue trading, but I don't want to end up with a 3-hour video on the channel. That's kind of pointless for me. And at this point, honestly, I don't want to go long, and I don't want to really go short here. I want to just let the market decide for me. I want it to go ahead and just pick something it wants to do. If it wants to chop around, then I'll chop around with it. Not a big deal there. Only possible regret off of this would be this area down here, not going long at this 64 target that I had. I know why I didn't do that, though. I didn't do that because we weren't getting, you know, from a daily perspective, we weren't getting deep retracements. 38.2 was asserting itself, and typically it's a pretty good trend, trending fib here. We also were getting the 50% that was still holding up, so we weren't getting deep retracements. If we were getting deep retracements and more complicated structure here, and we bounced and then maybe came, you know, bounced and broke something like we were going to go long and then came all the way back down to that, yeah, maybe I would take that. Just because there's a lot of there'd be a lot of proof in the market showing that there are buyers that are in this area, and this might be like the last little pocket of liquidity for that buying. And the idea there would be to go long, of course, and come back up. Another reason why I did not do that was that I didn't have much to show for the day. You know, my short sequences here, I wasn't getting clean stair steps. I wasn't getting clean Fibonacci retracements. You know, things were coming back much more deeply on me than I was comfortable with on this, and I kept on getting stopped out, right? So you know, that's just a shame that's how it worked out, but that's just how it worked out. So just gonna take a light day. It's gonna take a light day here. Go and when I say meditate, I literally go somewhere, you know, outside of the room, breathe steady for about 10 minutes, and then come back. It's not a big deal. So everyone have a good trading day, and if you have some profit, then hold on to it, right? Have a good one.